Sorry, Satvik, I have one question, not
Yes, please.
related to the practice part. In usual day-to-day data analyst work, we do have a SQL codes which are very complex, and we have to write a complex queries of joins
Yes,
and all. These are
yes.
not that easy, like basic questions, right? So, how can we come to that stage that we can understand that code
That
and
part will come once we reach to the art of solving questions. First, I want to cover all the SQL concepts, right? Once we have covered all the concept, there is separate module that basically there'll be separate couple of sessions on how to practice, basically how to develop architecture to solve SQL questions, right? And through
yeah,
that you will shoot up. I mean, your shoot up as in your level will, like, how to see difficult questions, how to break them down, and if you practice through that approach, you will significantly your SQL skills will significantly improve. So, like, if I just mention you, like, for example, right now, if you're solving SQL questions, like, whatever I have taught you, you might be feeling okay. Okay, I'm able to solve. Right, your level is something like this only. But
yeah,
once you
yeah.
complete that SQL part thing, then the moment I am very sure that you will significantly rise from it. Okay.
Yeah, why I'm asking, because the project way when we are doing the real time work, there are very like it's like very complex codes are there. We have to modify them,
Yes,
understand
yes,
them.
yes.
So
See,
it's very difficult to do
it's
that. That's
it's
the
like,
reason.
if you prepare for the battle, you need to have all the weapons first, right? Again, because
Mm,
if I'm not,
yeah.
if I was starting this course from a medium level, I would have directly started from there. But because I'm starting from beginner level, so I have to cover all the functions, all the necessary things which are there before I
Mm,
reach there, right? So,
mm,
uh, that is there. But first, let's cover all the basic concepts that are required, because there will be concepts that you might not know. I'm not sure if you have seen, like,
yes.
whatever we have
Yeah.
covered, but there are a lot of
Yeah.
concepts that you might not have heard or might not have done earlier. So I just want to
Yes.
cover them earlier. Once those are ready, we will directly shoot up to how to practice advanced questions. Don't worry. So I
Yeah.
have that covered. So
Yeah.
okay,
Sure.
guys.
Fine.
Okay, guys. So welcome to the session. So yesterday, what did we discuss? Yesterday we discussed about, so just have I started the recording? Yes. So yesterday we discussed about dates, right? We discussed about the major dates. For example, how to extract year, how to extract month. Just let me go to the PPT directly, right? It will be easy. So we discussed about the major dates, like get current date, how you can get current date and how can you use them. We have not practiced the date questions yet, but we will do it in today's class. But we did current date, we did current time, get current date and current time, like all these date functions we did, right? And couple of things are like these two were remaining, I think, and we did up to date trunk or last day. Up to this we did, right? Anyone any doubt in any of the function that we discussed yesterday? And yesterday we spent around 1 hour on date trunk. So I hope that concept is clear to everyone. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
If that is clear, then do one thing. In the data that I've shared, go to the class 8 drive, payment data. There you will see this loan payments data. Okay. Create that. There are some 50 rows. Create them, and then we will solve few questions based on whatever we discussed yesterday. So have you guys created the table? And today we are going to discuss dates and subquery. So today the session might extend by 15-20 minutes. So just bear with that, because I want to cover both the concepts today. So table is created, right? So we have to practice 3 questions based on whatever we discussed yesterday, right? And after that, we will move towards solving the remaining date questions. Okay. So in the first half of the section, we will practice the date questions. And in the second half, we will start with the subquery. So that's how I have broken down the session. So if you go to the PDF which is present in the drive as well, uh, it is present in the drive class8.pdf. Just open that, and in the slide number 14, calculate the first question. Calculate the total payment made in each quarter of 24 and determine the percentage contribution of each quarter to the yearly total. This is the question you were asking, Aniket, right? Which was presented on website.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So try to think how we can do it. So the question number 1 you have to solve, and you have like 10 minutes. I'm giving you 10 minutes to solve the question number 1. It's based on yesterday, whatever we discussed yesterday. It's based on that only. Just for clarity, if you remember, yesterday we discussed about date trunk, right? So how does date trunk works is what you do, you take date underscore trunk, right? After that, you can pass here. Either it can be month, it can be quarter, it can be year, and then you give the whatever date variable is there, okay, as something. So this could be month, it could be year, it could be quarter, it could be day, or it could be anything else, right? So just remember this. So please solve the question number 1. And question number 1, you have 10 minutes to solve the question number 1. So this is based on the first table in the payments data, the loan payments. It's loan payment, the first table. Yeah, I mean, whatever rows are there, if it's 46 or whatever, that does not matter. Just make sure you are able to attempt the question.
So what is an alternate function for date trunk in MySQL?
Alternate function for date trunk. It was last day, right? That's what I told you.
Yeah, the last day.
Yeah, use last day instead.
Satvik, the question is retrieve the current system date, time, and timestamp, right? That is the one,
No,
right?
no. Go to slide number 14.
14. Okay, sorry. Okay, got it.
First,
Okay,
we'll practice these 3, then we will go to the remaining ones.
okay, sure.
Sorry to disturb you, sir. But it's a little bit confusing while using the last day for the in MySQL. Like last day will provide you the last day of the particular month. So even if I'm having a 1 month addition and I'm getting a last day, but it still specifically gives me the last day and not the first day of a particular month. So like how I can use the last day function as an
Did you attend yesterday's class?
I did attend it, but then I did like I did wrote that date trunk was something that was a little bit confusing. I was about to ask you, but then I started solving this question. Yeah, so can you just?
I mean, this is exactly what we discussed yesterday. Just let others attempt, right? Then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Also, don't use for MySQL if you don't have date run. If you don't know the date run concept, use the extract one. I remember I explained how to extract quarter, how to extract month from a date. Try to
Yes,
solve it with
yes,
that.
yeah.
Anyone who is able to solve the question? Break the question into multiple parts. Forget about the contribution. First, try to calculate the for each quarter. Can you do that? Total payments made in each quarter. Can you do this much? See, I will share class by class. Right now, if you go to the PDF that is uploaded on website, I have shared in the PDF that what function is for MySQL, what function is for PostgreSQL. Okay, I will share the functions as they come. I mean, I don't. There's no point of sharing everything at once. So concept by concept, I will share. If there is any difference, I will share that. Presently, for dates, I have already shared. What about others? Guys, yes, no. Are you able to solve or not? Please update. It's been like more than 10 minutes. Okay, take 5 more minutes, but please solve because I have already discussed this yesterday. you don't only need quarters, you need to calculate total payments in each quarter. Okay, guys, I think enough time has been given. So I see only couple of people are able to, like no one is able to generate the full result. People have tried to get quarters and okay. Now please focus here. We already discussed. Remember from yesterday's class, did we discuss get me sales of the customers of the transactions which came in the first 7 days versus the last 7 days? Did we discuss these type of questions yesterday or not?
Yes, we discussed.
It is exactly same concept. So there are multiple ways to solve this question. Let me go through one by one. Okay, you should have been able to attempt, but I mean it's fine, no problem. So first of all, we will solve using extract function. Okay, using extract method. I think this will be applicable to MySQL as well. Extract method. So first of all, let's do one thing. Let's try to get the so what is the table name? Select star from loan underscore payments. So we have loan ID, we have customer ID, and we have customer name, payment date, and payment amount. Okay, we want to create quarters out of this, right? So and so in a year, how many quarters are there? 4. Okay.
4.
So so what we will do, simply you do select case when how to extract for example quarters from any data, or how to extract a month, for example. Tell me how can I
extract month,
Extract month from
extract
month,
month.
bracket on month
month from what is the
from
date variable name?
column payment date,
Payment underscore date.
that's the date.
Okay. Case when. Okay. For quarter one, what will be the month? 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah.
You will write down 1, 2, and 3. Then it is Q1 2024, right? Right now we are dealing with 2024 data only. Can you create the quarter for similarly other quarters as well?
Yes.
Yes.
2, 3. So it will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct? And this will become quarter 2. This will become quarter 3. Else it will become Q4 2024. Then end as quarters from loan underscore payments. Okay, so select, let's do one thing, select star comma this. Can you get this much? Tell me. Any confusion in this part?
No,
It's clear.
clear.
It's clear, right?
Why we put comma there after star?
Where?
Yeah,
Select
my doubt
star.
also same.
Select
After
star
that,
comma.
after that, select.
Star comma you put, right?
If I don't put comma, what will happen?
It is displaying in a list wise, right?
How do you select variables? Select A, comma B, comma C.
Yes, correct.
So what does it mean?
Okay, you mean that a case is a variable, so it is coming like a select star.
It means
comma,
select all the variables from the table and create a new variable.
Okay.
And to create a new variable, I'm using comma. How do we write? Select A, comma B, comma C, right?
C. Correct.
Comma
Exactly.
D. So A, comma B, comma C is coming from select star. The star, comma D.
Okay.
That is we are
Okay.
creating.
Okay.
Okay. Now tell me this: if this table is given, can you calculate the total sum of payment in each quarter? If this data is given to you, can you calculate total payment made in each quarter?
Group by, can group by quarter.
So what will you do?
Some.
Of
Remove this comma. You just take sum of payment underscore amount.
amount.
Okay.
Group by
As total payment. Total payment. And this is what, this is a aggregate functions sum, correct? So we need to group by across what we will group by?
Quarters.
Quarters. Okay. So we got total payment made in each quarter. Is this much clear?
Yes, Satvik.
Bro, but all these are not yet completed.
What?
Group by
What is not completed? What is? Can you tell what is not there?
nothing, bro.
Not tell me na what happened.
Nothing, bro. Nothing.
Are tell
No,
me.
no. Maybe Shaker joined after the class, I think so. So that is the reason he didn't. He thinking that it is
We
not
have
explained.
covered group by. Maybe you didn't join that class.
Okay.
So you will need to go back and see the lecture. So group by is used there. Okay. So whenever you create aggregation, this is the aggregation variable. and whatever categorical variable you create, you need to put in group by. That's for now. Just try to understand this. Okay. Rest,
Okay, okay.
please watch the aggregation video. You'll understand. Okay. Now, what is our question? I need to calculate. Suppose this is given. Let's say I have this table in Excel, for example, for the time being. Let's go to Excel. This is quarter and this is payment. Okay. So let's make all this 30. Now we need to calculate the contribution of each quarter, right? That how much percentage did quarter one calculate, how much contribution did quarter one did to the overall payment, how much contribution did quarter two did to the overall, something like that we need to do, correct? So tell me without SQL how to do that. Percentage contribution. How do you do this?
Each quarter sum by total. Total yearly sum into 100.
Each quarter by total payments into
Yeah.
100.
So what is percentage contribution that for quarter one? So first of all, we will calculate total, right?
Total.
Total will be equal to sum of
Total
all
payment.
this, right?
Payment.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this is total. Now I need to check the ratio. Like for quarter one, it will be this divided by this. For quarter two, it will be this divided by this. Correct?
Yes.
So it will be, this will be equal to this divided by this. Okay. And if we just simply do, it will be this divided by this. I mean, I can drag as well. It's fine, but just I'm trying to explain. So this will be equal to this divided by this. And what is total sum of this? What will
100.
100%, right?
100.
So you will do this percentage and is there, and it will become 100%. Correct? If you just check their sum, it will come out to be 100%. So that is how we do. Correct? So what we need to do, we need to take the payment of each quarter, divide by the total payment of all the quarters combined. Agreed?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we need to, so now let's go to the code. We have this variable here now. So we calculated sum of this as total payment. Now what we want to calculate a percentage. So remember, it will be a ratio, right? It's an A by B, the percentage. A by B multiplied by 100. That's how it works, right? You multiply this by 100.
Yes, bro.
Okay. So now what is, so there needs to be denominator, there needs to be numerator. What is the denominator?
Total payment.
Total payment, right? So
Sum of pay.
so there's a numerator, let's say something like that. We'll come to numerator, and there is a denominator. So denominator is select. Tell me if I'm doing wrong. Okay. Select sum of payment amount from loan underscore payments. Tell me, is this correct or wrong? Is this right or wrong? Denominator. I'm just talking about the denominator right now. And this will be select of this thing that we calculated here. Select sum of payment as this.
Not understanding properly.
What did you understand?
The logic is clear, but how syntactically you have put is that I'm not getting.
Tell me this. Once you run this query individually somewhere,
Hmm.
what will this result?
It's a total amount of all payments.
Yes, this is select sum of payment amount will be the total whatever you showed
Total.
in the Excel.
Correct?
Yeah.
So instead of passing the value, now I don't know the value. Value could change if the data increases, right? I need to pass it dynamically.
Hmm.
So what
Yeah.
I'm doing, I'm passing it dynamically here.
Okay. Okay, we can do like this. Okay.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do like this. Because we are mentioning from loan payment, so it will sum everything. Now someone might question that why not is it taking for a, because we are doing a group buy, right? That is this only for a particular category? No, because we are using the whole table here. That's why this is called scalar categories. We will read this more in subqueries. This type of query we can do. But see, when I do this sum payment, I have only mentioned sum payment. This sum payment will be across the group that we have created.
Okay.
Yes, I got it. Yeah, right now the logic was clear, because I was thinking the sum payment as what we have given the LE as a total payment. I thought that why we have to do the like two of the sum payments if we are getting a single value. So now I understood that the sum payment which we did for before was for each and every quarter, as mentioned, as group by, and then we have to divide it by the total sum payment that we are going to like further proceed with that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it clear? Doubts? Tell me. Tell me if you have didn't get this. Anything? Anyone? Is this part clear? That how are we doing this? This 100 is just to convert into percentage. So anyone who didn't understand, please tell me.
Can you please run once?
Let me. Yeah, I will run once. Don't worry. So I will get this. For each row, there are two things. It has to be A by B, right? A is what? A I'm getting from here. B I'm getting from there. That's how we were doing in Excel as well, right? Same concept thing in SQL as well. What we are doing, that first of all we created this whole table, right? Now we want for each group we want percentage. Now percentage is a ratio of two things, A by B. A is what? The payment made in that particular quarter. And B is what? Total payment made across all the quarters, right? Now, when we write a SQL query, if I just write sum of payment amount, let's forget this right now. Let's forget this. What is this? Tell me. This is total payment made in that quarter for each of the quarter. For example, let's say
we can write total payments.
Total payment means?
Under you have wrote, right? Can you put this control Z once?
This one, right?
Not this one.
Is this much clear? First tell me. Total payment.
Yes.
Now what I'm doing, I'm creating a new variable where I'm taking a ratio. One value is this only that I'm taking. See this. Some payment amount is same only that we created earlier. Right? And this extra column denominator we are bringing for this denominator is, now tell me, is this a standalone SQL query, sum of payment amount? Is this a standalone SQL query?
So what do you mean by standalone?
Standalone means can I run this? Suppose I run this. Okay. Will I get something? Will I get something?
No.
It will not result in anything, right?
Yes.
It will give me an error. that, okay, across what you want. But when I run this standalone, will this run or not?
It will
Yes.
run. It will run.
This is just like a static number which you are putting. This is a, otherwise, suppose you knew total sales is 26490, whatever it is. You would have simply written down, take the sum and divide by this, right?
Yes, yes, yes. But also there will be a case where there will be an increase in data, so the
Of
values
course,
can
that's why we need to bring it dynamically. So suppose sum of payment. It's not taking the right format. Sum of payment amount divided by, it is, yeah. So basically, this number that we are incorporating here, I think it's not taking the right format. It's just that this particular number would have been present here by, you would have passed statically, right? Now I do not, what if my data size increases and let some other condition comes in, right? So I need to pass this dynamically. So how can I pass this dynamically? By writing down a query from outside which says, so whenever you run this statement, what will happen? This query is a standalone query. It can give you result directly, right? It will run independently of your whole SQL syntax. That's what I mean by standalone query, that it can run on its own.
Bro,
Is it clear?
Some payments amount is there, right? Can't we keep the total payment?
This one,
Yes.
let's try. Why will it not come? It has not been created yet. That's why it's not coming. So remember, I told you cannot use LIS. You need to go back to the aggregation class. I told you I cannot use LIS here.
Okay, got it.
You need to study the order of execution. Basically, this variable gets created at the end, so you cannot create at this moment. You cannot use this one. You have to use this whole sum payment amount.
The whole, yes, got it.
Wait a second. What is happening? Select sum of payment underscore amount from payments. Just give me a second. Change something.
Comma is missing.
No, star is missing from row.
This comma is missing, right? No, star is not required.
Okay.
We are using aggregation, right? So star is not required. Is it clear, guys? Everyone tell me this. Anyone any doubt in this? Yes, no, maybe, please. Yeah.
Hello. We can also write extract quarter from payment in instead of writing case
Yeah,
statement.
we can do that. We can, instead of month, you can do extract quarter as well.
Yeah, okay.
So I will multiply this by 100. Okay.
just to get the percentage, right?
Just to get the percentage. And suppose I want only 2 digit instead of these. So there are so many decimals. I can use round, and this will be the value after. Suppose I want 2 digit. So I will use this. So it will give decimal up to 2 places. And you can mention this as, suppose, percentage contribution. Okay. I'm putting this query in the chat box. Please read it from there. So now remember the 39th question that you were asking. Now can you solve this? Just try to solve using this logic. Okay. Guys, is it clear to everyone? Please tell me. Like, silence means you guys don't understand.
Clear, sir. Clear.
Clear enough? Okay. So let's move to the next question. Shall we move to the next question now? So remember this, how to calculate. You will be asked to calculate percentage contribution. Sometimes you might be asked to calculate the product. Okay. Those type of things you can be asked. So try to do that. Okay. So one method was using extract. Another method we can use using date trunk. Okay. So how can we solve using date trunk? So this quarter creation can be done through date trunk as well. Okay. So instead of using this, what I will do, I will say date underscore trunk. Okay. Now what do I want? I can use month, I can use quarter, I can use whatever I want. So let's say I want to use quarter. Okay. What is my date variable? This is payment date. Tell me, when I use quarter trunk on a particular date, what will I get?
First date of
Select
quarter.
date underscore trunk quarter current underscore date. What will I get? Tell me. So today's date is, let's say, what is today? 22 December. So what will it come? What it will show here? If I run this query, please tell me what will be the result.
Q4 first date it will come.
Q4 first date. What is the Q4 first date?
It's October 1st.
October 1st.
Yeah.
So you got it? October 1st.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You can use month as well, suppose, or you can do like instead of quarter, if you do month. Okay. And so what you will do, if this is equal to 2024 10/01, right? Then it is Q1 2024. Agreed? Sorry,
Yes.
this is Q4. So I mean, we have to do 0101. Okay. Two, 3, 4. And suppose I want to use when this is equal to 4/1, what it will be the result? It will be Q2. When it will be 7, it will be Q3. And when it will be 10, it will be Q4. Or you can simply use else as well, like something like this will also work. Select this again. See, I got the result. Any confusion, anyone? You can use month as well. There you can use, remember we did yesterday. If you use month, what you will need to do? What does month give? Month gives you the first day of a particular month. So you will do this, then first day of February and first day of March. This will give you Q1. Similarly, what you will do, suppose you want this So let's say I'm changing this. In this is 04, this is 05, this is 06. And again, I will shift this to this. Let's say this is 07, 08, 09. Then this it is quarter 3. Here I will replace quarter with month. This will also work. We discussed this yesterday, right? So any confusion, anyone? You can use date trunc, you can use extract, whatever suits you. Shall I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, bro.
Okay. So let's solve the question number 2. Please go to the this. Now solve the question number 2. This should be easily solvable now. Please guys, do little quickly. I'm giving only 10 minutes. Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, now only.
Okay,
audible.
you were not able to hear me before this, whatever I was creating.
Yes.
Yes.
You're not able to hear, right? Okay, my mic connection got off, I thought. Okay, so let's come to the question. Now, if I read the question, they have given me 3 tasks, right? Calculate the total payment amount for each month. So I mentioned the 3 steps. First is calculate payment amount for each month. Second is classify the payment category, whether it is low, medium, or higher. And third is I need to calculate a month label, right? These are the 3 steps that are mentioned to me, which I need to do. Correct? So first
This
of all,
month start date as well.
sorry.
Month start date.
So that you will get from here only for each month. Month start date is that only. You
Okay.
can mention that month start date. Okay. You need, so first of all, tell me, we can do using extract method as well, and we can do using trunk. So I'm using date trunk. So if I simply do date trunk, okay, as month start, and I write down sum of total payment. Now tell me across what. So let me write everything from scratch. I thought I was speaking. So I will do date underscore trunk month from payment underscore date. Okay, this is month underscore start, right? Because date trunk gives me the month start from loan underscore payments. This much we did yesterday. Now for each of the, there will be total 12 months, right? So for each of the month, I need to calculate sum of what?
The payment date.
Payment amount.
Payment amount.
I will use some payment date. Payment amount as total payment. Now tell me this. So I'm for each month, I need to calculate the total payment, right? What should I group by? What should I put in group by?
Month start date and
Month start date.
total
Right?
payment.
Okay. So I can either use this or I can use. So let me run this. So I got total payment amount for each of the months. So first part is done. Any confusion in the first part? Let's move to the classify the payment category. So for payment category, what we need to do after this, what we will do, we'll add a case when statement. We'll say case when. So when sum of this, tell me, will we use this variable name or will we use this?
Sum of
payment.
Sum of we're supposed to use.
Case when this is less than 2000, then it is low. Correct? When this is between what? Between 2000 and 2500. It is, let's say, medium, moderate. Else it is high. Okay. So when I run this, what is the, okay, and as
Payment category.
Payment underscore category. So I got this much. Any confusion?
No, sir. So only one question. If you're using date trunk for extract, we should have we could have just done like like extract from month payment date as the
Yes. Now the third part is I need to, here I don't have proper months, right? I have like I mean, which month does it belong to? I don't have that, right? I want to convert this into proper months. So how will I do this? Pretty simple. I will use date trunc here as well. Okay, I will use case when. Case when. Now let's have this. Case when date trunc. When is it January? Correct. Then I will mark it January. Can you create now for all the months? Yeah, please ask. I cannot look at the chat box right now. Please ask.
Can we leave it to the label, like when we are doing the extract method, then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. So can't
How
we
do
leave?
you know? How do you know what is what does what is meaning of one? How do you know? Suppose you want to plot by mentioning month name labels. How will you do then?
Then it is required.
Yeah, 3, 4, 6, 8. So I've copied it 12 times here. Okay. Then you will simply go and change for every month. For example, 02, 03, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, and 12. So here it is January. You can mention Feb. You can mention March. Just please try on your system as well while I am doing this. April.
Satvik, if we are mentioning December also, then what will we use in else?
Simple. You can either use this or you can simply use else December.
Okay.
From this, group by this. Yeah. Now let's run it. From. Okay. And as
केस को एंड नहीं किया है
and as month underscore label. Okay. I got it. This is what we wanted. Is it fine?
Is there any other approach of writing two case statements? Can we combine something or any other way?
How will you combine this? This case is something else. This case is something else. How can you combine them?
No, I'm asking, is there any other way of
No, there's no other way. I mean, if they were working on if they were same condition, then there would be. These are different case when conditions. So, okay. So last question, please solve the question number 3. After that, yeah.
Hi, Satvik. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, in order to get the month labels, we can also use _char, right?
Yeah, that also we can do. You can convert to _char. That is also.
Yeah, I mean that's much easier, I guess.
That's
Like
easier, but I
instead
just wanted to teach this way. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, please solve the question number 3, and then we will move to the today's concepts. Solve the question number 3. You have 10 minutes.
Yeah, sir, can you just show me? Yeah.
What?
The previous query that we wrote. Yeah, just
It
can
is
you?
present in the.
No, the second query that you have wrote right now with your PostgreSQL.
Which one?
Yeah, this one. This, yes, this. Just can you move a little bit down? Yeah. No, not up. Like up, up. Can you just show me what? Like this query.
I'm not getting what you are asking.
The query that we wrote for the second question, like this 𝗏, yeah, this, yeah. I just have to refer, yeah. So basically, when I'm doing extracting from month as a payment date, now I'm not getting like an exact date. I'm just getting like 12 months, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I use the extract formula.
Extract is separate from date trunk, right? You need to understand.
Yeah, so that's where really the confusion is. So basically, if I'm extracting, if I use extract a month from payment date, so everything else has been working. That I'm getting a sum amount for each and every
Date
month.
trunk is like last day. Date trunk is not like extract. Extract is separate.
Yeah, but then if not date trunk, then of course we have to use the extract, right?
If you do extract, it will give you 1, 2, 3, whatever.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking. So, like, then what should I do? Like, should I right now if I'm using MySQL, then it is preferable to use the extract month?
In MySQL, use extract.
Yes.
So there you just need to put 1, 2, 3 those, or otherwise if you want to convert directly to text to like label text, you can do select _char, and suppose you pass whatever date variable is there, and you just pass down. Suppose you want month. Okay, so when you mention this, it will give you the string value of like what we created here. You can get like this as well. Yes, this is correct. Case when extract month is 1, then January. Yes. But see, you can use this as well. One method which I did, you can use this way as well. Like if you simply pass the variable date and use _char, it will directly convert to that month. So you can, like, you should know this method as well. In case you forget the formula, because I generally forget the formula. That's why I keep this thing in mind. If you remember the formula, you can directly use _char. Yeah.
So, Satvik, for the question 3, we can use the same approach where we have used finding out the initial 10 days and uh, uh, last 20
It's
days.
exactly the same question we did yesterday.
Okay.
First 10 days. Remember, we did first 7
Yeah.
days, last 7
Yeah.
days. It is that only. This is just to make sure you remember. So last
Yeah.
3 minutes remaining.
Here we have to use that interval thing, right?
Yes.
Like you
Yes.
told yesterday.
Yes, interval. Three minutes remaining. Yeah, sure. After this, there will be break. Then we will study today's concepts. So the remaining 12 questions are your homework. If you go to slide 12 and 13, these questions are your homework. Okay, you need to submit these 12 questions. Then we will move to today's concept of subquery. And make sure you revise the concepts, whatever I've taught, because this question we did yesterday, I haven't seen any answer. Just last minute remaining. At least get me the value. Forget about the comparison. Get me the value at least in the first 4 days, in the first 5 days versus last 5 days. That much. Okay, guys, time is up. Please come here. Let's discuss. So tell me, like, what is the problem you're facing right now? Please, everyone, tell me in comment. I want to read because I haven't seen any answer. I'm not expecting you guys to solve it completely. It's fine, but at least you should be able to get for first 5 days versus last 5 days. What is the problem right now? Tell me, please. There's a reason otherwise I would have started the concept today. Why I gave you practice so that you remember whatever we have done in last class. So can you tell me, like, what is the problem you're facing with question number 3? Everyone, please either unmute, tell me, or please put in comment. Confused with the days, as in I didn't get. So it means first 4 days, first 5 means first 5 days of any month are 1 to 5, and last 5 days of a month. Last 5 days of month can vary. It could be up to 28, it could be up to 31, it could be up to 30th. So that you need to play dynamically. Others can. Okay, don't worry, we will visualize right now as well. See, the concept of dates are same only, whatever the formulas remain same. It's all comes to you visualizing, as you mentioned, that how you will apply that concept. Okay. So please, let's come here. Let's see. Let's please discuss with me. Okay. We have already discussed this question. Like we spent more than 1 hour on this concept yesterday, but still let's discuss this once again. Okay. After that, we will have a break. So suppose this is my calendar. Okay. So suppose this is my calendar of a particular month. Okay. Now, any month can have so this is, let's say, my calendar. Now this, so starts from 1, goes up to 31. Now tell me, what is our question? Let's read the question. Calculate and compare the total sales made during the first 5 days and the last 5 days of each month in 24. So now if we come, there are total 12 months, right? In every year there are 12 months, and I need to calculate the sales made in the first 5 days and made in the last 5 days, right? So there are 12 months. I need first 5 days for each month versus last 5 days of each month. Tell me, what is the trick part here? What is the problem here? Can't I simply do that where for each month where date is between 1st and 5, and for this is for the first 5 days, and for the last 5 days I just do greater than equal to 26. Will this work?
First will work, but not sure, because some month have 31 days, some have 30 days, so greater than equal to 26 will not work, I think.
Will not work, right? Now come here. Let's say there are different months in each year, in each month. So first 5 days will remain fixed. They will not change, correct? For each month. But the last 5 days, they can vary. Last 5 days could be this, right? For example, if it is start for February, suppose it is a leap year, it is starting from 28, it is ending at 28. So 3, 4, so these are the last 5 days, right? For a month, and for non-leap year, it is this one. For months ending on 30th June, or you say September, it is this one. And for other months which are ending on 31st, it is this, from these 4 and 31st, correct? So what do we see here? For the last 5 days, the dates are changing. It's not, I cannot put a filter here. Here I can still put a filter that, okay, for each month where date is greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to 5. But here I cannot do that. Makes sense or not?
Yes.
Is this much clear to everyone? So how do, guys, please respond. I mean, I have already explained this yesterday in detail. So still please respond when I'm discussing. Is this part clear? Yes or no? If it is not, I will explain again.
Clear, bro?
Yes.
Clear.
Now,
It's clear.
what does date trunk do? Date trunk or date trunk gives me, so let's try to figure out. Date trunk gives me first day of any month. So for example, even if I am on 29th right now, let's say today is 29th. Whenever I use date trunk, it will give me first only, correct? Yes. This is fixed. It doesn't matter wherever I am on the month. Okay. So for the first part, let's write it down. What I will do. So first discuss for the first 5 days, how to get the first 5 days. I'll write down the code later, but first discuss the first 5 days. What we will do, we'll do date underscore trunk. Okay, I will say month of the whatever date variable is present. Okay, so this is going to take me to the first of each month. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
And if I need total 5 days of first 5 days of that month, what do I need to do?
Plus interval.
To add 4 days.
I need to add 4 days. How to add 4 days?
Plus interval.
I'll do plus interval.
Interval 4.
4 days. Correct?
4 days. Yes.
This will give me first 5 days. Agreed?
Yes.
Yes.
Now let's discuss about the last 5 days. Now I cannot do something like move here. So what I will do now, I have two things. I have if we see, I have this date trunk and I have this concept of interval. Interval lets me travel anywhere, correct? So what will I do? That suppose I am at first of the month, I travel to the first of next month. So from here, let's say I travel to this dynamically. How can I do this dynamically? Tell me. That from first of the month, I travel to first of the next month dynamically. How can I do this?
Interval 1 month.
So what will I do?
Interval 1 month.
I'll say
Plus
date
13.
underscore trunk. So I'll first copy this part, right? Plus interval 1
month. 1 month.
So what will this do? It will take me dynamically to the first of next month. Now if I subtract 5 days from this,
5 days from there, yeah.
it will automatically take me
Automatically take last 5
days. Does not matter if it is starting from 28th or whatever, it will automatically take me to the last 5 days.
Correct. Yeah.
Right? So what we will do here will 1 month minus 5 days.
Days.
Or sorry, like 1 month
Minus interval.
minus interval
Interval 5 days.
5 days. Is it clear how to get the last 5 days?
Yes.
Is this concept clear to everyone? After this, the query is simple only. I will write it down, but it's simple. Anyone, any doubt in this concept?
Yes.
What is date trunk month is giving actually?
Whenever you use date trunk month, okay, this when it takes you the first day of that particular month. So for example, let us say the date value is 2024 24 12 20. Suppose this is 23rd of December today. Whenever you use date trunk on a particular date, it will take you to the first of that month. So here I am using month. So what it will do, let me show you. Select date underscore trunk. If I use month and then I pass current underscore date, so it will take me to the first day of my month. For example, it will return me 1st of December right now. See, it is returning 1st of December. Okay, I can keep on changing dates even if I do 29. For example, let's say I do like 2024 12 29. It does not matter whatever date is there. If it is of that month, it will give me the, I think the format is incorrect. It's fine. So let's use current underscore date. So what
But
I
it use the first date of the month.
Yeah, it will take to the first date of the month. And if you use year, what it will do? Tell me.
Gives you the
First
first
date
Jan 1st. Jan
yeah,
1st.
first
It
day
will
of the
take to
year.
the first day of
Jan 1st.
January. Suppose someone asks you, tell me the sales in the for this decade, tell me sales in first 2 years versus last 2 years. So one method is to directly use year filter. Another method is you can use this year. It will give you first year of, does not matter whatever date of that year are in, it will give you the first day of that year. Okay, so this is how it will be done. Now I'm not going to explain, write down the code for this question. I want, now that you understand the concept, try to code on your own and tell me and send me as homework. I will share the solution in the next class. Okay, now that you understand the concept, try to figure out the solution on your own. With this, now we are going for a 10-minute break. So 12-minute break rather. We'll resume at 10 p.m. Okay, so you can take break. After this, we will discuss a sub-query. Okay, so this concept I have given, I told yesterday as well. Revise yesterday's lecture, see this concept and solve this third question. So total you have 13 questions as assignment. These 12 plus the third question you need to solve and send me.
So just a little confused when using when case in that date and date concept. So
Yes, tell me.
can you just give an overview how we can use that when cases? Because if I just try to find that uh, second quarter first date based on that payment date, but I just confused.
Do one thing, explore on your own. Explore for this week.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
If I can give you a solution right now, but I don't want. Explore.
Okay.
You think how
Okay.
you can do. Okay.
Yes, sure.
Then let's see. So these 13 questions are your assignment. So
Okay.
please let's have a break. Let's meet at 10 p.m. IST. But make sure these 3 questions are very important, right, in terms of understanding how dates work. So make sure you guys work on this. Okay. There are a couple of more date functions. I will cover them in next class because right now I want to cover subquery, right? So I will cover them. Don't worry. Those are just basic functions. These whatever date functions I have taught you, they are more than enough. Just a couple of this day of week is there that I need to tell, but rest all is good. So you can visit this PPT. There are a lot of date functions. Read all of them, okay, and try to see where you can use. So for example, there is day of week. This is important. Rest you can skip. Day of week you can read. You read this just the first function, and if you see any question, then you can solve using this. Let's say like the questions that are asked that how many sales happen on a weekend. So you should know how to extract day of week from there. So just read this. It's pretty simple, straightforward. So like you do select, extract day of week from current underscore date. So it will give 0 because today is Sunday, right? And similarly, so 0 is for Sunday, 1 is for Monday, and so on. So if someone is asking you how much sales happen on a weekend, you will do select sales where you can say date of this, where extract of this in 0 and 7. So 07 means weekend. Okay. So you can use this concept as well.
Sathvik, can you repeat once again?
Can you undo that, please, once? Yeah.
Extract, what is the DOW means?
It means day of week.
Day of week.
Day of week. So like today is Sunday, right? So when I run this, it will give me 0. Today is Sunday. For Monday, it will give
day of week. Okay.
So let's say someone asks you how much sales happen on a weekend. So what will you do? Select sales from table where you will say this, extract this from a in. So what is Sunday? Sunday is 0, right? And Saturday will be 7. So you will say this. So this will give you, this means the sales that happen on a weekend. Okay, that's how you can do. So I'll just put it in the chat box. So just read those functions like this much. These functions are more than enough. Rest all are just optional. I mean, you can read, use them, but don't depend too much on functions. Like even I don't remember all of these. Whatever we have covered are more than enough. You don't need to remember every date function. But yes, you should know how to extract date, month, convert date to string, string to date, day of week. Interval is very important. And get the first day of a month, last day of a month. That is important, right? So these kind of concepts you should know. As I mentioned, dates are very, very important, very, very, like for data analyst or other, like you create reports. These questions are very common. How many transactions happened in this month? Which month performed better? Right? These kind of analysis you will need to do. Okay. So how will you be able to do that? Using the date functions. So it is very important, date functions. From project point of view, they're very important. Just make sure you practice, because I know for a lot of you this will be new, and right now you might understand, but you might not remember after 2 months. So how will you remember? There is no shortcut, only practice. Keep a note, you can create small cards of this, just put them in a note, see them daily. Okay, just go through, just set your few set of questions, just go through them daily, something like that. If you do this on a constant basis, you will remember. Just like attending class and practicing in class is not enough. You need to do efforts beyond class as well. Anyone any doubt? Like, we have 5 minutes remaining before we start. Are you enjoying the classes or it's getting overwhelming? Let me know, please, that as well.
No, we are enjoying. As of now, the previous classes we have been trying to write the queries, but from date onwards we have been stuck. Actually, we are unable to write.
Because date is new. Like, a lot of you would be knowing already select order by. Most of you already know that, right?
Yeah.
Date is something new. So
Yeah, me too.
So you need to. I mean, this is the reason like you joined, because these concepts you might not be knowing earlier. So now that you know, your job is to retain them in mind. And how will you retain them? By practicing and by keeping a note somewhere. Okay.
Sure.
Sir, I'm so sorry to just constantly say that again and again, but again, I have to go back to the second query. I was just properly focusing on that second query. Like I did use the extract, and at the end, when we are using like a from statement from the loan payments, we have to group by the month label that we aliased, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but
not alias. Alias. You have to do using extract function. Or you just put one, group one. That also works.
Yeah, okay. Aliases doesn't work or like
alias. Remember, alias does not work on group by, because we are creating select statements after
it. Yeah.
Like for some SQL server, it might work. Like maybe MySQL, I'm not sure, but for most of them, it does not.
Like alias is working 90% of time in MySQL, but right now for this query, I don't know why it's not working. It's something
universal. Let's go to the universal concept. It should not work. Okay. If it is working, it might be specific to your SQL server, whatever you are using. Okay. So if you want to be universally correct, someone asks you an interview, then you should know how it works. Okay. Like I have mostly worked upon Snowflake SQL. I have worked upon SQL Server. I have worked upon Postgres. I think Snowflake uses MySQL in the backend. So there I mean, a lot of things are there. In Postgres, it does not work. In other SQL also, it does not work. But yeah.
Okay.
See, Postgres is standard, which is used extensively everywhere, because Postgres has maximum functionalities, right? So if you prepare yourself from Postgres point of view, it will help you. There are a lot of functions which are not in MySQL as well, but parallelly do MySQL as well, because MySQL is something you will find in most of the interview websites. Even on data science website right now, you see MySQL in the backend, right? We are trying to integrate other server as well, but they are a little expensive. So that's why you see MySQL everywhere.
Yeah. Sir, I'm still not getting the correct answer. It's something that I think so I have done like inaccurate. The first case statement was, the sum of payment amount and all the comparison, less than 2000, then low, between 2000 and 2500, and medium. And the second case statement where we have to produce a month for every date, January till December. I have given the case statement as it was in the condition, but the
You
thing
have
is,
to give this case when extract
yeah,
month from date.
yeah, is equal to the particular date, and then the
No, equal to 1.
Okay. That's because I was following the date trunk where I have to give an exact date. So
In
okay,
date
for
trunk, it gives gate. When you use extract month,
yeah.
it gives you 1, 2, 3 up to 12.
So MySQL, you have to give that 1, 2, 3 because we're extracting.
See, it has nothing to do with MySQL. Extract function is used in Postgres as well. Extract gives you exact month number. It does not give you date.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
when you use date trunk, it gives you first day of that month. So date trunk is similar to your last day, which you use, or first day in MySQL.
Yeah.
Okay. These gives date. Extract is used in both Postgres and MySQL. This gives exact month number. It does not give you date. Remember this.
Extract. Yeah. Let me write on the paper. Extract will give you the month number. Basically, extract will give you the month number, and the trunk will give you an exact date, like the first.
Select extract month from current date.
Yeah.
Today is Sunday. So today is December, right? So it is giving you 12.
Yeah. Okay.
But when you do trunk, it gives you date.
Date. And the date will be the first day of that particular month.
Yes. Remember the key differences.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you're using case when here, you need to use 1, 2 up to 12, like whatever number. And when you're using date trunk, you need to use actual dates.
Actual date. Okay.
So guys, I think everyone is back, right? Okay, from the table, data table, create the payments, the transaction. Go to this, the second transaction table. Create this as well now. Now we are going to study little bit advanced concept. So please have your ears totally in. I will not stretch because I don't want to burden you guys. We will spend like standard time only, but make sure you understand because this concept is a little tricky. So you guys need to pay a lot of attention. Okay, subquery. A lot of people fear from this. I'm telling you in advance, not scaring you, but you need to logically understand. First of all, please create the table. Let me know once you have created. Yes, the second table, the transactions. And guys, again repeating, please, this is little bit advanced concept, what we are going to study. So, I mean, it's not difficult. It's not difficult, but just understanding initial part is little bit you need to pay attention. So please pay full attention. If you don't understand, please question me. Okay, so that you understand properly. Okay, let's begin. So we discussed in today's one of the question when we were doing, remember, you have to calculate percentage contribution. What did we do there? We did a sum of payment, right, of that particular group category divided by we brought a new query there. Remember, where we brought a standalone query, select something from this, right? This query didn't belong to each group. It was an overall sum that we brought. These are called scalar queries. I will tell you what is the meaning of scalar queries. So scalar queries basically mean queries which you can inject in your code at anywhere and they will run independent of any group by order by which you are working upon. Okay, so scalar queries are itself the bigger queries. They're itself standalone SQL queries. So what is a standalone SQL query? Which it should contain select, it should contain variable name, from, it should have at least this, right? These two are the basic requirements of any SQL query, correct? Now, again, this is just a way to solve the questions. So we will learn subqueries through solving questions only, because there is no like written formula of this. We need to take the question, understand it, break the question, and use the concept of subquery. So first, let me teach you a couple of things, then we will practice on this. So let's go to the slide. So this is the only theoretical part that this has. So SQL subquery is a nested inside another query. It's a query inside another query. Remember this. Okay. It is used to perform intermediate operations whose results are then used by the main query. Remember this. So these are the intermediate queries which we will write, whose results will be used by the main query which is running to whatever you need to do. Okay, forget all this part, forget right now. Just focus on this definition. Okay, and let's try to solve it using the concept. So for example, let's say we have in the data, find all the transactions with the total amount which is greater than the average total amount. So let's go to this. Suppose we have this data, transactions. Okay, let me just pick the first 20 rows so that it's easier. Okay, transaction amount. Okay, so if you see, this is the transaction table, right? And now there are different customers who have made some transactions. So they have city, order date, product that they have ordered, quantity of orders, then it is price, and it is total amount. The question, let's say we have find all the transactions where the total amount is greater than the average of total amount. So first let's try to break this. We need to find all the transactions. So we need to find all the transactions where total amount needs to be greater than average of all the transactions. Okay, so technically we want to identify the high transaction amount, like which transactions are for like bigger in number, right, which are performing above than the transactions. Now think and tell me, how can you solve this? Based on whatever we have done, think and tell me, how can we solve this type of question?
Sum of
So let's say this is the data. I don't want all 19 people, remember. I want only those people whose total amount is greater than the average of all this. So if you see, the average is 4990, right? Of this in Excel, it is giving me averages. I want only those transactions where average of transaction amount is greater than this average value. How can I do this?
First, we need to take the average of total.
Okay. So if I think logically, let's try to think logically here. I need to find, first of all, get all the transactions first of all. Okay. So step one is get all the transactions. Get the average of all transactions, right? Of all transactions. Third, filter the transactions where total amount or where transaction amount is greater than the average. Tell me, does this make sense? This logical order to solve this question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This makes sense, right? Now, when we write a SQL query, for example, when we write down, let's say, select A, B, select A, B, C from a particular table. What happens? This query executes row by row. First of all, it will execute, for example, when you create case when, how it happens? First of all, it will work on first row, then it will work on the second row, then it will work on the third row. So it goes row by row. Your SQL query executes row by row. Okay. Now the challenge here is that I don't know what is the average of all transactions. So for example, let us say I do select star from, so what is my table name? Transactions underscore payment. Okay. Transactions underscore payment. So this is the table that I am having. Now, can I get, so this table I have, okay. This information, can I get average of all transactions? How do I get it? How to get the average of all transactions?
Yeah, by just
Total
having
divided by number of transactions.
I can do select average of total amount.
Yeah.
As average transaction value from this table name. Now this information is a for example, like I can simply do round this to, let's say, 2. So this transaction amount, tell me, does this vary for any of the row? For each of the row, does the total average of the data vary or it remains same?
No, it remains the same.
It remains same.
It remains the same, right? It remains the same for, does not matter if you are in this query or this query. So suppose if you knew that what this value is, you would have simply put the filter select star from transaction payment, right? Where where total underscore amount is greater than, let's say, it was something 5,000, right? Or 4,000, whatever it was. You would have got something like this, right? But the problem is that we don't know this value. Agreed? So we need to get this value dynamically from somewhere, and we need to basically inject this value from somewhere, so that even in future, if what happens, suppose instead of these 19 rows, I bring these 3 rows as well in the data. Okay. Right now, I knew, for example, the average was 4,000 for these 19 rows. But the moment I add more data, the average will change. Agreed?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I want to inject this value dynamically, so that even if the data increases, it does not affect my query. So rather than passing a static value, I will think, how can I get this value? I can get this value like, so instead of I can get this value dynamically from here. So I will say
Yes.
it is greater than, and I'll use this, sorry. This is the, I will use like this. Now, remember, whatever you're writing here, it should be an independent statement. You cannot do like select A comma B. You cannot do like this. There should be a select statement. There should be a from. These two should be there for minimum. Otherwise, it's not a standalone query. So if this query can run on its own, then whenever you are, whatever, how this run will execute, that when you're going to run this query, okay. So remember, SQL query executes row by row. So for each row, it will check this filter. Okay. And whenever it evaluates this, this will give you a value, which is static, that is 4990, right? So for every row, it will compare this and you will get the filters. This is the concept of subquery, where you dynamically inject values from outside, but those need to be standalone queries. Tell me, guys, any confusion in this?
So Satvik, in this case, if it is a matter of standalone query, so if any scenario comes, then we need to write down a separate query for that scenario. Then we paste it to as per our requirement.
Yes. So the best approach to learn subquery is that first of all, write down normal subquery, normal query that you write. Okay. Just like I wrote, okay, total amount, it needs to be greater than average. Do I know the average? Let's assume the average is 4,000. But how can I get this average dynamically? It is through this query. So I will paste it. When you are starting to learn things, you will not be able to bring that, okay, where do I? So the best approach is, first of all, break down all the steps like this. Then think which value are present and which values you can source from outside. Okay. So how is it executed? That, remember, SQL executes one by one, row by row. So for this row, whenever it will run, it will check this filter where this is true. Okay. So for every row, every row, this comparison will be made. And whenever this is executed, it will result in a number. So for every row, this where condition will be matched. It's not like that this subquery will be evaluated before the select statement. It's not like that. Your select statement will be evaluated first. But when select statement comes to this where filter for each row, so it will resolve. Whenever it resolves this, it will give it a value, which is static. Okay. So the order of execution, it's not like that subquery is getting executed first. This main query is getting executed as first. But inside the main query, the query runs row by row. So for each of the row, it will basically evaluate this. Is it clear, guys?
So in output, that those records will come up that are greater than that static value, which is the subquery is given.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the order of
And
execution will remain same. It will not. Yes, please.
Yeah. So, and for that, actually, we need to run the queries separately, and we should know the output of that query as well. And we can put that.
Yes. Yes. You should know the output of that. How is it going to run? Okay. Any doubt, guys? We'll practice more questions. You'll like understand it in more detail. I'll explain. Don't worry. But is this much clear to you guys?
Yeah. Also, like when do we use? In what conditions should we use a subquery? Means right now we have categorized it, like now we are learning subquery, so now use subquery. Okay. But
Yes.
like when a new statement comes to a new problem statement comes to us, then at that time, like how will we think in that direction that now subquery has to be used? That यहाँ पे use करना है like that.
Now read the question. Okay. The question was, find all the transaction where the total amount is greater than the average total amount. Okay. Now tell me this. Can you solve? Remember, subquery is an optional thing. Okay. You will learn CTs as well as we move ahead, that you can do CT as well. Sometimes you can simply solve using aggregation. But let's think how to decide. So the question says, find all the transaction where the total amount is greater than the average total amount. Okay. Now, tell me this. Can you write down, just try to think. Can you write down a normal SQL query like for this, where you are using select from where, group by, and having? Can you solve this? Think based, forget subquery for now. Can you solve this question without subquery?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Just try to think.
So Satvik, and for without subquery, I was thinking like what I can do is I can get the average of all transactions, and
Yes.
I will compare average of each transaction.
Okay.
And whatever will be greater than average, then that will be my output.
What is the meaning of average of each transaction? A transaction is a transaction. Average of that transaction and that transaction value is same.
Basically, the question is we are looking for amount which is greater than the total amount, greater
Yes.
than average of total amount, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I was
Let's try to solve this without subquery first. Let's see if you can solve. If you can solve, then I will tell you how to decide when to use subquery and when to not.
It's not possible to
Yeah,
write a query without swap query. It has group by.
Because reason is that, for example, when we use normal queries, let's say we do select of, we do some category, let's say category, and we do average of let's say sum of transaction. Okay. From, let's say, my table name, where for table name where will be some filter 1. Okay. Group by this category only. Okay. Now remember, whatever having you apply here, it applies group by group, right? So if we will do that, whatever having you put, it applies to that group first. Remember that we discussed in one of the class that whether this filter is applying for that group or it is for the overall data.
Yeah.
So whatever variable or aggregation that you're going to use here, it will apply to that particular group only. But here the question is asking, it is find all the transactions. We have 50 transactions. Find all the transactions where, tell me, is this getting applied to that particular group or the universal data?
Universal data.
Universal data.
All data.
So remember, this should be the thumb rule. If that filter is present, is asking to filter across that particular group only. For example, I ask you that tell me that
according to the category.
For example, city, let's say, okay, that where it is the maximum in each city. Give me the transaction which are maximum in each city. There you don't need subquery. Okay. But when you have to get something across the data, okay, then for sure you need to use subquery. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Sadhu, can you please repeat that?
Yeah.
I'm saying that whenever you are using a question, here what is the question? Question says find the transactions which are greater than the average of all the total amount of all the transactions. So the total transaction, am I talking about the whole data or am I talking about a particular city or particular category?
Yeah, whole data.
So whenever you have to filter something based on overall data, then you need to use subquery. Remember this. Okay. And subquery can be used for normal cases as well. I will show you. So one use case is must, where you have to use subquery. So what is that condition? When you are comparing something with universal data,
Whole data.
then subquery is for sure. For other cases, it's optional. Remember, subquery is a way of coding. It is not mandatory to use subquery every time, but for these cases, subqueries are must. We will see more questions. We will see that whether it can be solved using subquery. Just keep this line in mind. Okay. Am I asking something with the universal data or not? Okay. Just keep this line in mind, and then let's see a few more questions, and then you tell me. So please participate. Tell me whether it can be solved using subquery or not, or whether how we are going to approach this. Okay. So just keep this thing in mind. Let's move forward with the next question. So let's say this is the next question. Question number 2. Find the customer who has spent the maximum amount in a single transaction. Forget about subquery. Just think, what are we comparing? Can we solve it using without subquery? Everything. Just think like this. Okay. Tell me, how will you solve? Just forget about subquery right now. Just tell me, think how you can solve this question. First, think this.
First, calculate the maximum amount.
Okay.
But calculating the maximum amount, we should have multiple transactions for one customer.
Customer. So basically, technically, tell me, we have a data. We need to find the customer who has spent the maximum amount. So can I say that I want the customer which has the maximum total amount?
Yeah, without subquery only.
So without subquery, we can still do this. Select, let's say, customer underscore name. Customer. Can we do it? Tell me this. Customer underscore name max of total underscore amount from, what is this table name? Transactions payment. Will this work? Group by needs to be there, right?
Yeah.
Group by customer name. Okay. Now tell me this. Is it? But this result is giving me multiple answers. I have 6294 as well, this as well, this as well, this as well.
You have to compare the data.
We have to compare it with the overall total amount.
Tell me, first of all, tell me what is happening right now. Tell me what is happening right now.
It's just we are finding the name of those customers who has the maximum total amount from the transaction payment.
No, so if maximum amount to एक ही होगा ना, फिर why are we getting multiple?
Like for each
Each customer maximum amount.
Exactly.
Customer
What is
maximum.
happening right now? We're grouping by. So how it is working right now is that, for example, let's say there's this person. Okay. Let's say this person has multiple rows. Okay. And each row has different transaction amount. For example, let's say this is has 100, this is 200, this is 300, this is 500, this is 700, this is 900. So what is happening right now, if you see with this code, is that you are just getting for each customer you are going and pulling the maximum. So you're pulling this row, right? So let's say customer ke multiple rows and you're just filtering those rows where customer has the maximum amount. So out of these, 900 is the maximum. So you're picking this. So what is happening for you're still selecting rows for all the customers which are present in the table, right? This is not giving you the customer name with the maximum amount. This is giving you the maximum amount for each customer. There's a difference. Let me repeat this once again. This query is giving you maximum amount for each customer. This query is not giving you the name of customer who has done the maximum transaction amount.
Yeah, so basically amongst all the transaction made by each customer. So suppose the one customer made 5 transactions. In that 5 transactions, the maximum or the highest transaction he made, we are getting that value right now.
Right now we are getting that.
Yeah.
We are not getting across the whole data. Correct?
Yeah. Got it.
So now tell me, for this question, do I need to access the whole data or not?
Yes, we have to compare the
subquery is required. Initially, it will take time to fill. Don't worry about it. This is difficult topic. It's not nothing new that you're finding difficult to understand. It's fine, but just try to think logically. So first, I will try to write down this way, but this is not the right solution. Why? Because this is giving me maximum for each customer. But what I want the customer with the maximum. So subquery is required. Is this much clear to everyone? Why subquery is required? Why normal group by will not work?
So Satwik, this is clear till now, but I have one doubt. So now we are looking for a customer who has a highest amount of sale, or
customer who has done the maximum total amount.
Yeah, among the customer who has done the maximum.
No, we are just looking from the table. From this table, we are looking now. Let's say from this table, I want what is the maximum total amount. Let's say this is 19,000. I want the name of this customer.
Okay.
Can I do it using this? I'm not able to generate using this, right? Tell me, what is the doubt?
So if it is a matter of finding out only one customer which has a maximum value, then cannot be use only simple max function, simple max query.
Tell me, how will you do max? Tell me.
No, I'm just.
Tell me. You're right. But how will you use? Tell me.
So I will select the employee name from the table and find out the max amount.
So you will select employee. You will select customer name, right? Correct.
Yeah.
After that, what will you do?
Customer name from the table where my amount is maximum.
My amount equal to max.
Yeah.
Okay. How will you calculate max?
So this amount max, it will not give me the result of maximum amount of that particular customer. I'm just asking. Maybe I am not clear about this query.
You're going right, but how will you get this maximum amount?
So whatever maximum value will be in the list, that will come in the output.
You need to pass it dynamically. Na? You cannot pass it statically.
Okay.
Let's say the maximum value is 19. You're saying right this. Na? You'll say that I'll put down this as code 19453. Right?
Yeah, we can take in this way also. But
technically we are finding this only. Right?
Yeah.
But what if data size increases?
Yeah, in that case, actually, it will create a problem because my value will be static and I will not find out the dynamic or increased data.
Yes. So what we need to do, we need to use subquery here. Okay. So let's write down a pseudo code for this. Basic architecture will look like this. Select customer underscore name from transactions underscore payment, right? Where what is the condition? total underscore amount is equal to some maximum value, correct? Some number, for example, let's say 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. Now I don't want to pass this statically, right? I want to pass dynamically. How will I do this? How can I get the maximum total amount from the table dynamically?
Using subquery. Select max
No,
of.
just give me a query to get the maximum value from the table.
Select max of total amount from transactions
Select
payment.
max of
Total amount
from
transaction payment.
Transactions payment, right? When I run this query, this is a standalone query, right?
Yeah.
When I run this, I get this result. Okay. So instead of passing this as the numerical value, I will pass this query where total amount is equal to this. Now when I run this, wait a second. What was the variable name?
Total amount is not exist.
Wait a second.
Sum of total.
Transaction underscore payment.
Total amount is select.
Spelling of amount.
Just checking the payment.
No, the spelling of amount is.
Oh, spelling of amount is incorrect. Right. See, I got this person. I know that there will be only one, or there can be two more, three more, like multiple customers with the same maximum value. But here I'm passing it dynamically because I cannot solve it using a normal group by function, because it is asking for the whole data set. It is not asking for a particular group.
So,
Is it
so basically, the output that we have got right now, that is Mohanlal Bora, which means we can assume, or which means Mohanlal Bora is the only customer who has a maximum transaction over all the table in an entire table.
Yes. So from this table, it means there is only one person with the maximum transaction amount.
And also, sir, a quick note that I did seen. In the last query, we did use that a total amount is greater. Right now, we are using the equal operator, which means a logical operator do play an important role. What we have to compare.
What is the question? Read the question.
Yeah. We'll spend the maximum.
Compare the two questions.
Yeah. Then in the first, it was clearly given that we want the total amount is greater, and
yes,
right now we just want
find the customer who has spent the maximum amount in a single transaction. It means it's equal to.
Okay. Actually, I have one question.
Aggregate functions.
Yes, please ask.
Yeah. So see, we have used this dynamic thing. So if my data got increased, and suppose if I have duplicate customer with the same amount, so will that also give me the same result?
Yeah. Suppose a customer, let's say Mohanlal Bora, is coming 2 times with the same value, so it will come 2 times.
It will come 2 times.
So there, what you can do distinct.
Okay.
Suppose there is person A with a transaction value of 1000. There's a person A again coming with transaction value of 1000. B has a transaction value of 1000. C has a transaction value of, let's say, 990. Okay. Now, when you do maximum of this, so what will happen? What will the result? You will get this as these 3 as a result. Now you want that one person should only come 1. Then you use distinct. So when you use distinct, it will remove this, and you will get only these 2.
Okay. Got it. Thanks.
Can we use order by on this without grouping? We can for finding that one.
Yeah, order by will work. Order by will work. Suppose we want customer who has spent the maximum, order by will work. So we can simply use select. You use customer name, total underscore amount, Okay, from transactions payment. Okay, from transactions payment, then you'll do order by total amount descending. This descending limit 1. So this will work. So you got this person as well. See, there are multiple ways. As I mentioned, first you need to see, can you solve it using normal queries? Okay. If you are not able to solve, then you go to subquery. Is it clear, guys?
Yes.
Again, as I mentioned, like people are who are asking that how to decide whether to use subquery or not. The only way to decide is that first of all, you simply go through your regular method, because see, subquery is something you can apply here as well. So subquery is a way to solve question, as I'm mentioning. Okay. Now we need to only go to use in those cases when we are not able to solve using our regular methods. Is it clear, guys? It is not mandatory to use subquery. Okay, but there will be cases when you cannot solve using normal methods. Then you will need use either subquery or you will need, for example, CTs. So as we move advanced, you'll see advanced question. You'll realize that it cannot be solved using regular queries.
Okay.
Any doubt, anyone in the subquery? There is no hard rule like this. You have to use subquery when we are using aggregate. There you'll see scenarios. Subquery you can use anywhere. Subquery is a way of solving questions. It is not a formula. Okay, you can use subquery in every SQL query.
But when we use aggregate function, it must be used like
There's no
aggregate
must.
function
There is no
needed
must.
group by.
There is no must. Remember this.
Okay.
Okay, so what is the approach while solving question? First of all, just try to solve using normal select statements, group by, and all that. If you're not able to solve, then think, how can I import subquery? Subqueries are mostly used when you have to use filters. Okay, when there are some complex filters, you will see a lot of time there will be a lot of complex filters which will be present there, which you will not be able to generate. So sometimes it's easier to solve using subquery. You will see that.
Okay. I have one another doubt here. If you are using order by, that total amount is
yeah.
Single,
what is the problem with this one? Can someone tell me what is the problem with this?
Yes, now I think about that one. If same amount,
if there are multiple people with the same value, they will not operate.
It will give us multiple results.
Yes, and you do not know what value should be here, because you don't know. Kya pata 4 values ho, 5 values ho, 10 values ho, right? So it will not always give you the correct. So the best method to solve for this particular question, yes, this way is right as you asked. But what is a universal approach? It is this one.
Correct. Yes. Oh, thank you.
Is it clear, guys? I know thoda sa confusing lagega initially, but with practice you will get it. Don't worry. Just make sure you are understanding what is subquery, how to use it. Okay. And whenever you start solving, so whatever questions we have practiced, especially the filter questions, force yourself to solve using subquery for some time. And you will understand where to use, where not to use. For example, let's say I simply ask you that give me customers who have made a transaction of more than 1,000 rupees. For example, tell me customers who have made transaction greater than 1,000. Will you solve this using a subquery or not? Or will you solve a regular method?
Regular method.
Regular method, right? Now, if someone asks, you can use subquery here as well. Okay. But what is a simple intuitive approach? It is just by using normal select star from table where transaction is greater than 1,000. Okay. Do you get it now? So based on the question, you need to decide that whether it is solvable through regular methods or not. So let's solve a couple of more questions, then you will dig it more deeper. So can you solve this question number 3 for me? This is exactly the same question that we did. Find transactions. Please solve this one. Is it confusing? Like short circuit ho gaya? I mean, what happened? Tell me.
I mean, थोड़ा वैसा लग रहा है.
क्या लग रहा है बताओ?
I mean, where we have to use the subquery. I mean, how to find out that we need here a subquery. Little bit confusing because we have not used this. Actually, I'm just
Now thing is that let me tell you, there is no formula for this. कि इस question में subquery लगेगा, इस question में नहीं लगेगा. I am being very honest. Okay, this is something which comes with practice. This is something which so subquery, you can think like subquery is a tool with you which you can use. Okay, now depending upon the question, you need to realize मेरे को कौन सा वाला method use करना है. It's like that. There is no formula that okay इस question में ये property है तो मैं subquery लगा दूंगा तो हो जाएगा. There's nothing like that. These are just ways which you can use. Now it comes with practice. I'll be very honest. Do one thing, solve this question. Try to solve using whatever method you know. Don't forget the subquery. Try to solve using whatever method you know. First tell me, can you solve this using a normal SQL query? And tell me why not. So everyone write, first of all, if you can solve, then yes. If you cannot solve, give me a reason. Always, if you start reasoning, then you will understand little faster. Tell me with the reason why you can't solve.
We can't solve because exactly the same reason, because we have to compare all to all over the overall table and not as according to the sum of the category or anything. So yeah.
Yep. Guys, everyone please write down the reason what they think why you cannot solve using normal queries. If you can solve or if you cannot. If you cannot, then tell me the reason. Please write down that reason. I want that's very important for me. Don't just write query. Query is easy. I want to know the reason. Guys, only 2 to 3 people are writing what happened with others. मैंने पहले ही बताया था, this is a difficult concept, right? Concept is easy, but to understand how to apply, where to apply is little bit tricky, which will come once you have practiced few questions. Okay, then only you will be able to decipher. Because अभी मैं कुछ भी बोलूंगा ना, it will come from my experience. I want you guys to build that logic. Okay. Yes. Now come to this question. Okay. The question says we want those customer where quantity is greater than the average quantity. Now think like this. When we run a SQL query, what happens? Whenever we do a where condition, क्या होता है where condition में? I am at a particular row in a particular query. At एक particular time पे मैं एक row पे होता हूँ and I test a filter. Whether like we used to do, tell me customer where city is Bangalore, where product name is cupboard, where quantity is some, like we use this type of questions, right? We used to do this type of filters. These filters belong to that particular row only, correct? For example, I ask you the questions that tell me customer names who are from Bangalore. Now think like this. This Bangalore filter is present in that row only, right? I can simply decide whether that row is or not, क्योंकि मेरे पास वो filter पड़ा हुआ है उस row के अंदर. Agreed? So far we have been doing filtering based on this, but in this condition, the filter says that find transaction with a quantity of item is greater than the average quantity. Now greater than what? The average quantity. Now this average quantity, I don't have a column in my table right now, right? So what I will do, upon the execution, I need to compare it with something. Okay, now this average has to be with this one. One method to do this, what you can do, for example, let's say so I'll do select star comma average, or you can simply say, so basically think like this. If I add an average column here in front of everyone, okay, average of whole data set, which is, for example, the total the quantity average is how much? 2.26. so I can add 2.26 here. एक तरीका तो ये हो सकता है, right? But there is no way to create that particular thing. So 24, this is 18. Okay, now if I copy this, Control C, Control V, right? If I have this column, can I compare with quantity and average at every row? Can I do that comparison? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right. So while executing each row, I need to just compare with this one to this one, and I will get. The problem is that I don't have this variable right now. Okay, so I need to create this variable while executing the code. So what I will do, simply select, what will the query? So select star from transactions payment, select star from exact transaction payment where quantity is greater than what?
Greater than. Select
we want max or average? Average of
average
quantity from the table.
transaction payment.
Right now we are doing basic ones. So is this much clear? Yellow question clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
If we can just quantity. Right, we got the list. So first tell me, for this type of question, is it clear why are we using subquery? Why the normal query is not giving me answer? Why normal query is not giving me answer? Because I don't have this average value in any of the column. So I need to create it dynamically every time I execute a query. That's what we have done. Now let's solve the next question. Now tell me this question number 4. Do you need a subquery, or do you need or can you solve using regular method as well? Question number 4. Find all the customers who have made transactions.
Normal query.
Can you solve it using the normal query?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do one thing. Solve using subquery now. This particular question.
The fourth one.
The fourth one, try to solve using subquery.
So basically now we are solving something which does not need a subquery, but we have to use subquery.
Yes, remember I told you subquery you can, there's no, you can apply everywhere. Okay, there's no concept like you cannot apply subquery here. Now in general, when you will get a question like this in interview, you can solve without subquery. It's totally fine. Okay, I'm just asking you guys to solve without subquery. So solve using subquery. Okay, do the fourth question using subquery. नॉर्मल तो क्या हम लिखेंगे, हम लोग सेलेक्ट कस्टमर अंडरस्कोर नेम फ्रॉम ट्रांजेक्शंस अंडरस्कोर पेमेंट वेयर सिटी इन, क्या हो जाएगा,
Bangalore and Chennai.
बेंगलुरु and
Chennai.
So this is the right query for this one. I mean, you just should know this. इतना पता है तो you will be able to solve. Okay, but now I want you guys to solve the question using subquery as well. Try to solve. So basically, just as a hint, let me tell you what you will need to do. You will need to bring this filter dynamically. Rather than passing statically, you need to bring it dynamically. How can you do this? Think guys, how will you tell me, how will you do? Can someone talk to me? Can someone tell me how will you do this?
Where city equal to, and then in subquery that select city in Bangalore and Chennai. That means just to comparing that, extracting city in outer query.
So see, this part is something which is static right now. Okay, we need to bring this from somewhere else. Agreed?
Okay.
So how can we get this one? Again, we don't need subquery here because we can solve using it, just like फालतू में add कर रहे हैं, but just to learn subquery, I'm teaching you, right? So what you can do is in this in part. Now, okay, tell me, can you tell me SQL code through which I can get Bengaluru and Chennai from city? So if I do this, select distinct city from this, where city in Bengaluru and Chennai. Tell me, will this give me an answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Bengaluru and Chennai. This is a standalone query, right? This second query. So instead of, so what is it returning? It is returning me Bangalore and Chennai. So instead of passing statically here, what I can do, I can put a subquery inside. Where city in this. Now read this and tell me, does it make sense or not?
Yeah.
Remember, I cannot do, if I do this, select, someone has written select customer underscore name. Tell me, will this give me error or will this execute properly?
Error.
Why?
No, it throws an error.
Because you're comparing city now, so you can't put customer name over there.
Yes, we are comparing city, right? So I cannot take customer name here. I have put the variable name is city. So पहले अभी कैसे काम कर रहा था ये? पहले ऐसे काम कर रहा था ना कि we had this thing there. We are just we want something that returns this particular thing, correct? तो हम इसकी जगह we will just replace it with this. Where select, you can see distinct city, you can put, or you can do city as well, it's fine. Select city from transactions where city in distinct. Might be returning multiple rows, that's why. Bengaluru, Chennai. Oh, sorry, this is. Guys, is it clear? The question number, this question. Again, this is not mandatory to use subquery here, but we can solve using subquery as well, just to learn how to do using subquery. Okay. Tell me, any confusion, please tell me. सब कुछ clear है?
So Satvik, I have a question here. So
Yes.
you are using the distinct is only for the unique things, right?
I
So
mean,
here
you can exclude distinct.
okay.
You should return city, whether you want distinct or not, it's up to you. Distinct is optional. Main thing is you need to return city only, because it will compare with the city variable. It will check in the city variable, right? We are putting the variable city in. So this query, whatever you're writing, it should return city from city value. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Okay. Let's do last question for the let 2 more questions for the day, then we are done. Okay. So question number 5, find all transactions where the product purchase was the same as the ये रहने दो यार, इसमें भी confuse हो जाओगे आप लोग. It's fine. What do you want? Do you want me to continue or do you want to revise and then we do the remaining questions? ये दो question थोड़े advance हो जाएंगे.
Revise then.
Yeah.
5th is tricky actually.
It is tricky. That's, I mean, I can see 5th तो tricky है. उसके बाद जो next slide पे है वो और भी tricky है. ठीक है. तो but I don't want to feed with too much things. Do one thing. Better to absorb this first, okay, and then come in next class to basically solve this, right? So I just told you a concept, okay, of subquery. Now go back, revise, think yourself on the previous question, whatever we have done, okay, उन पे जाके spend some time and think how can you use subquery there, okay? Just like अभी city वाले question में I didn't need a subquery, but I actually used it, right? So try to think how can I use subquery in that. In next class we will do a little bit advanced questions for this. Is it fine? The assignment for this week is don't do the subquery questions right now. You will get confused. We'll need to spend next week also on subquery. Then only I think you will grasp it. Is first 13 questions, okay? Where is it? On this slide. And the sorry, 12 questions. So slide 12 and 13, 12 questions. Slide 15, this 13 questions from website. Don't practice right now. I will do from tomorrow. I'll update you because I'm working on some changes. Once that is done, you can solve up to 65th question. Right, yesterday it was 60. With subquery actually you can solve up to 100, but don't go till there. Practice, try to complete till 50 or 55. It's up to you. But see, practice website questions are optional. I'm not going to grill you for that, but these questions that I'm giving you in class as assignment, these you should submit. Okay. And just to tell how to you can create on GitHub, like a lot of people had doubt. So simply open GitHub. Okay, go to github.com. Those who know through Python, they can do through Python as well, but simply open GitHub, create a new repository. So this is a new thing. Okay, it will create a new repository. You can say, suppose SQL questions, you can just give it a name. Okay, and create repository. Once you click create repository, there is an option. You'll get a screen like this. You see create a new file. Okay, so you'll create a new file, name this. You can name this file as assignment. Let's say today December 23. Okay, and just paste your codes, whatever you have written for each of the question. Just Control C and go and paste them in this particular document. Once you paste this, click on commit changes and just commit the change. You got it, and you simply need to copy this link and just share over email. You can share that link, so I can just go through it easily. Okay, this is how you create a GitHub repository, those who didn't know. Okay, so I'm not continuing questions from here. So GitHub is better place because till the website is ready completely, it's better to store your attempts on GitHub so that you can refer to them later as well. Okay, so please go through the date concept once again, revise those questions. The SQL level will increase from here. I'm telling you, we just did dates. We will do subquery next week as well. After that, we'll move to CTs, we'll move to window function and a lot of questions. But don't get scared. I'll try my best to explain in the most easy way, but your job comes to practice. Okay, then you will learn it. So whatever we did now was the basic SQL. Now we are enhancing our level. So just make sure you no need to get scared at this point of time, please. This is the time you need to learn. Okay, because most of the concepts we did, you already knew somewhere, like basic. But now subquery, CT, window functions, triggers, all those concepts will come, which you need to learn. Okay, so that's it for today's class. If someone has any doubt, you can stay. Otherwise, yes, still slide 50 you need to solve and send assignment. Okay, guys, yes, you can drop off. The class is over. If someone has any doubt, you can please stay on the call and ask.
One question I have, Satvik.
Yes.
For a data analyst, what level of SQL knowledge is required?
For
like
data analyst, you don't need triggers. You just need subquery, CT, window functions. Up to window functions you need to know.
Okay, thank you.
For data analyst, you don't need to know performance tuning. You don't need to know triggers. You don't need to know indexes. Those concepts you don't need to know.
Okay, but I know one of the interview I had very long back. They were asking about like types of indexes. Can you explain them how you use it? And
Again, if someone asks, that is again I'm saying, see, I'll tell you two things. There is nothing like no guarantee as of in the market. To be honest, people can ask anything. Okay, nowadays people expect everything from you. So if I have to suggest, you should at least know you should know it conceptually. Okay. In interview, no one is going to test you from coding point of view. No one is going to test you the triggers. But yes, they can ask, well, how will you optimize this code? So it's good to know the concept because the competition is increasing. Let me be very honest, right? So it's good to know. Theoretically good to know, but while practice questions up to window functions are more than enough.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, guys, anyone, any other doubt, please let me know. Or shall we close the call? अभी थोड़ा सा confusing लगेगा, मैं मानता हूँ, but yeah, please, you were saying something.
Like it was like what this date and window functions, and what else did you mention? Can you repeat that once again?
We are right now doing dates. We did dates. Date mein
No,
jo
no, 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 not that. What she just asked, right?
triggers.
Yeah, triggers is a bit advanced, right? So at least these
Advanced. It's just that it comes from the database. So there are two things. One is database management. One is data analysis. Okay.
Yeah.
Triggers is not required for data analysis. As a data analyst, so that's why triggers is not important. But you ask a data engineer, you ask a data scientist, for them, triggers is important. Okay. So it just for the role that you are applying to.
Okay.
So what role are you targeting?
Basically my profile is into QA, so I mean I'm doing just to strengthen the profile, so that I this subquery and all that, it is but like in between projects we really didn't get to use that much, so that is why I have joined it, so that I can learn hands-on. That is what I'm targeting. So these all are very important things what you're
These
teaching.
are very important. Let me be very honest.
Yeah.
Like a lot of you were asking na ki how will we solve difficult questions? Once you know these tools in hand, for example, right? Then I'll tell you an architecture. As I mentioned, when you follow that architecture, it will become very easy for you. But before we reach there, it's very important that you should know all these. When I say subquery, when I say rank, when I say dense rank, you should know what it means, right? And how to write code for that. So you need to, especially for example, if you have never done subquery, for you, it's very important that you practice a lot. Again, I've been repeating this again and again. Practice, practice, practice. Nothing. There's no magic in SQL. Let me be very honest. It's only practice. The more you practice, like अभी तक मैंने जितने questions कराए हैं, go back. If not all, at least pick 10 questions. Think उनमें से how you can apply subquery in those questions, right? So the more you think, the more it will come intuitively to you. मैं explain कर दूंगा, मेरे explain करने से कुछ नहीं होगा.
Yeah, right. The thing is that when we are going through the queries and the questions, the problem statements, it's becoming overwhelming. Like like we start like it's tending to getting jumbled up. Like यहाँ पे ये use करना है, then again it's like नहीं ये नहीं use करना, and then a lot of time goes into that. Means
Exactly.
that this phase only it is happening like this, but when the advanced concepts come, then how to cope is what.
मैं वही कह रहा हूँ, अभी तो मैं आपको सेपरेटली करा रहा हूँ कि मैंने डेट के क्वेश्चंस अलग करा दिए.
Yeah.
सब क्वेरी कल को क्वेश्चन आएगा, आपको पता भी नहीं चलेगा कौन सा कहाँ.
Exactly. That is what I was trying to ask. That that is why I
I have
asked
an
you where
architecture.
to.
For that, I have an architecture. Don't worry about that. Okay, how to decide? I have an proper architecture how to decide those particular things. But before that, first make sure you know.
We have to be perfect.
Unless you know all these small things, that architecture will not be able to help you.
Yeah, good.
So मतलब एक होता है ना कि मेरे को सब पता है, बस मैं कंबाइन नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ. वो वाली प्रॉब्लम we will solve later. Okay, but first make sure you know everything. Okay, how to write a subquery. If I give you, so abhi we are going sub topic wise. In like 2-3 weeks, when all the topics are over, then we'll practice mixed questions. Okay, using that architecture, that how to solve the questions.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell you, I never use subquery. I'll be honest. Okay, or I very rarely use subquery. But you can once you start using window functions, you don't even need subquery. I'll be honest with you. Okay, but you should know that what is window function, how it works. Again, मेरे हिसाब से if you know window functions and you know basic SQL statements, everything is done. You don't need anything. You don't even need CT. You don't need subquery. You don't need anything. But again, to reach to that level, first of all, you should know that what is window, what is CT. Then you will realize why window is everything. Okay, तो मैं तो किसी को पढ़ाता हूँ तो मैं डायरेक्टली विंडो से शुरू करता हूँ, but this is the basic facts. That's why I started with the all the basic. So first cover everything, because if it comes through you intuitively, right, then it will be more beneficial. मैं आपको कुछ बता दूंगा कि okay, follow this approach, कोई फायदा नहीं है उस चीज का, right? In interview it will not help you. So that is the biggest problem. Yes, you need to create separate column for first 5, last 5, and then you need to create a column to compare them. whether it is greater, lower, like you think. I mean, I'm not going to tell anything right now. Spend time on weekend and on like in this week and come up with it. We'll see. We'll have a doubt session maybe. In that we can discuss, or maybe next week class.
The questions given in the PDF, right? Up till
Only
slide
up to PDF, up to slide 15. Don't go for practice website before you have solved all
Yeah.
this. Okay? Practice website is optional. Practice website is something you can do later as well. Okay, but PDF के questions are very important because वो topic wise है, right? PPT like website maybe I have put topic wise, but unless you have completed the PDF question, there's no point of solving the website questions. So first make sure you complete the PDF questions. Anyone, any other question? Please let me know.
But aggregate function I'm trying to apply on this in this group data, and it is creating error. Like it is not able to create aggregate function on like.
Where have you applied?
Like here I have applied. I'm trying to apply aggregate on the cases I have made here, but I'm not able to do that.
You need to think. I mean, you have time, 3-4 days. Think about it. Right. I will explain in the doubt session.
Okay.
Any doubt, anyone? Like whatever doubts you have related to this question, give 3 to 4 days. Don't right. First solve yourself. First exhaust yourself completely. Then only let me help you. Okay. I don't want to help you at this stage. So, anyone any other doubt, or shall I close the session now? Okay, guys. So I think everyone is clear. Good luck. I know we are with these difficult concepts, but just try to understand and solve them. Don't worry, we will master them. It's just a matter of time. So please just practice. Thanks again for joining in. We will resume next week, and we will have a doubt session this week most probably. So okay, thank you guys.